When GearBest offered to send out the Xiaomi MiBand3, I was pretty ecstatic. I thought, well, I haven't done too many smartwatch reviews, another one would be fantastic to do. But this isn't really a smartwatch. Hey guys, my name's Ryan Thompson with Failtech, and this is the Xiaomi MiBand 3. The MiBand just fits me. It's rugged, functional, has a small footprint on my wrist, and it just blends in with what I do. I play a lot of sport, I go to the gym, I'm generally someone who doesn't worry about fashion and worries more about function, and that's where the MiBand fits perfectly. Yes, it looks good, but it also functions very well. The band is made of rubber with these kind of popper securers, and the whole thing comes apart, so you take the module and the band. These replacement bands are only around £2.50 to £5 on eBay or Amazon, and even GearBest themselves, which I'll leave a link to a couple in the description. I kept the black one because it looks very stealthy, but you can also go with like day glow colors, and I can't imagine these are very easy to break, these bands, but if you did, then you could definitely get another one on the cheap. Taking it out of the box, it comes really well packaged. You do get a charger, which is not inductive, by the way. You get the band, you get the module, and you get some documentation. And just to note, this thing comes out of the box in Chinese, although you don't have to change any language settings. When you pair it with your mobile device, you will select the language that you'll use in the application, and therefore it syncs to the watch as well. The display, the main interaction point with you and the watch, is a 0.78 inch 80 by 128 OLED panel, and that may sound very pixely, and to be fair, it's quite true. A lot of the people that I've shown this watch to have said, wow, there's pretty much no clarity or crispness in that display whatsoever. And whilst this is true, there are a few things that this watch does that I really like. What's really being displayed are letters and numbers, so it doesn't really need to be super sharp. It's monochrome as well, so you aren't going to get any kind of photos, and the notifications that you're going to get pushed to the watch are read only and scrollable. So unfortunately, you're not going to get any kind of cool animations or widgets or anything pop up like that. It's simply going to be a vibration on your wrist with a text notification with the title of the application that it's from. The design of the watch means that the OLED panel kind of blends in with the rest of the frame, which is something I really like. Kind of feels like the whole front of the face is a display instead of just that tiny, smaller than an inch panel size. And not only does this display show just the important notifications and the important things on the screen, it's also got incredible battery life because of this. The rounded touch sensitive button on the front is intuitive and does more than just selecting home. You press and hold to do different functions, and selecting and confirming are really intuitive with this device. The cool little animation surrounding it shows you when to actually press the button and how long to hold it for. It's really cool, it's intuitive, and it doesn't even look like there's a button there. Also, it is a point of reference for when you're putting the band back on to show you which is the bottom and the top of the band. There are a couple of watch faces included here, but really nothing fancy or anything to note. I use the one that uses the 24-hour clock, the date, and how many footsteps I've done in a day. And whilst using the Mi Band for viewing stats, weather, and checking heart rate is good, the companion app is way better, and it's probably the best thing about the Xiaomi Mi Band. You can deep dive into the device's functions for logging stats, steps, and heart rate. The Mi Fit app is available on both Android and iOS, and every time you open it, it syncs to the watch to take your data that would normally be stored on the watch, put it on your account, and match it with the rest of it. It can detect trends and tell you when you're not performing. It also tracks sleep, heart rate, and if you've reached your goals in a day, it will give you a notification and probably an achievement. The next screen shows you your activities for track exercise from outdoor running, treadmill, outdoor cycling and walking, stuff that isn't automatically determined, and stuff you can set manually to say, yes, I'm going for a run, please track this speed. The next screen shows your profile, total distance with the band overall, which I think is pretty cool actually, average steps, and how many goals you've achieved overall. It then allows you to connect your Xiaomi Mi Band to your phone with a bunch of other devices as well. You're allowed to connect as many Xiaomi Mi Fit devices as you want to your phone, which of course is going to bog down the battery if you add too many, but it is nice to have one app that controls a lot of the stuff in the Xiaomi Mi Fit ecosystem. Bit of a side note here, this is something that's personal preference. This application is one of the cleanest looking pieces of software I've ever seen. Features that we have here are notification displaying, water resistant up to 50 meters, raise to wake, sleep monitoring, heart rate monitoring, pedometer, compatibility with software as old as Android 4.4 and iOS 9, which is really cool. I love that this supports such old devices. The interchangeable bands are nice to have, and that really good vibration function. This thing has a really good vibration motor in it, and that means that you're always going to feel basically when you get a notification or when an alarm goes off. I use this instead of my phone because because when I don't hear my phone, I definitely feel it on the band. But all these features aren't worth talking about if the usability of the thing is terrible. So how useful is it, and what's the context? Who's this made for, the price of it, and everything like that? Well, it's around £25 new, which is the quarter of the price of its competitors, and it's competing with other smart bands like Fitbits and things that are going to track your fitness rather than watches. But what this has over the cheapest Fitbit is that it actually has a display and not just a few dots on the thing. And since it's from Xiaomi, it's from a reputable brand as well, not just a knockoff product. When you have such a small display, albeit a good one, the companion app is incredibly important, and Xiaomi really does do a good job here. So although the Mi Band 3 isn't perfect, it does make up for a lot of its shortcomings with some really good strengths. I do need to emphasize though that notifications are going to be hard to read on this thing, and it's probably not that useful. I personally use it as a watch and also a fitness tracker. The smartwatch capabilities of this thing are pretty limited. It has incredible battery life. This thing has lasted me a week on a single charge, which is really awesome. And of course, I've been testing it for the review purpose of this video. The included charger, whilst it isn't inductive charging, is fairly simple to use. It's got a flat cable, it's kind of clean, but because it's proprietary, it's going to be more difficult to get a replacement for than simply micro USB or Qi wireless charging. And that's pretty much it. My closing thoughts are that this thing is awesome. The Mi Band 3 is something I'm going to continue to use, going to the gym, just using as a general watch and extension of my phone. I like it because I'm not a fashion guy, I don't use watches all the time, and this taking up such a small amount of real estate on my wrist is something I love. The fact that it can take a battering and it's splash proof and water resistant to some degree is really good to me as well, and the fact that whilst it has those smart capabilities, it does also have an incredible battery life. Two things that rarely go together in the tech world these days. It's cheap, it's functional, and it offers some of the best value of a tech accessory I have ever seen. I will leave links to buying this and checking this out at £25 or less in the video description. Please do check those out. I want to thank GearBest for sending this thing to me. It was amazing doing this video with Callum, and that's been it from me. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank GearBest again. I know I've thanked them a couple of times in this video. I want to thank my patrons for your amazing continued support, so go and check me out on Patreon and support me if you want to see exclusive behind the scenes. Please do follow me on social media, it really does help me out, and check the Discord because that is where I'm most active. Please do like, dislike, comment, subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one. My name's been Ryan Thomas with Fail Tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.